I started my professional practice when I was around 26 or 27. I finished graduate school, and I'd been working in video art, and I was commissioned to work on a film in Chad, and that was sort of my first professional job. I didn't have any kind of guidance in terms of professional practice, and pretty much some months after I finished graduate school in New York, it was very important to me to come back. I quickly found the kind of camaraderie and intellectual support, collaborative support that I was looking for, but I really had very little idea of how to make my way and sustain myself being only an artist. And so I ended up teaching. My first real lesson was that being a full-time artist was actually not going to be possible, that I was going to have to really hustle my way through the art world. The shift happened really with Pamela Patsimo-Sandström, who came into my life a few years earlier, and we had just been talking about our careers. We talked about our practice a lot, the passion of wanting to make things and wanting to say things in the world. But at some point we realized that the career side of our practice needed some attention. I had no website. I didn't know how to market myself in any way. Pamela and I were both quite uncomfortable with the idea of our practices as businesses, and our sort of marketing and our need to spread the word about our work. There's a lot of mystique around how artists get identified, how they make it, and I think that mystique is very damaging, because it gives people the sense that you're sort of sitting in your studio and then someone discovers you, and when you're good enough, someone will discover you. And I think so. For what happened for Pamela and I in 2013 is that we decided, no, we're good enough to let people know about what we're doing. I think that there's a lot of luck that's involved in making it, and I think that there are a lot of unseen hands and forces that decide who's going to make it and who isn't. And I think that one thing we as artists can do to counteract that is to support one another and stop competing against one another. There's a lot of sort of learning through frustration, realizing that this is going to wear me out. I need to figure out an alternative. And there were particular sort of older, more experienced artists who I sought out the advice of, and I think that that's such an important thing. And I'm finding now that younger artists are coming to me, emailing me out of the blue saying, "Hey, I need some guidance. I need help. I don't know how to navigate this." A lot of these older, more experienced artists were also either protective of their own strategies, or suffering the same kind of strain and frustration that I was. Something that's very important is the idea of valuing your work and your energy, the energy you put into your work, and your ideas, and your time. That's the book that I would want to kind of see, and that's what I think is important about this idea of norms and standards. Whatever you do, you are the center of that industry, actually. You are the reason that that industry exists. Everyone else has a job, has something to do, makes money out of your decision to be a creative person and to make that the focus of your life. So that there's something, I think, that I often find that things get sort of, I don't know, muddied or obscured in some way, where we forget who is the sort of key piece in this industry. Because if you take away artists, there's nothing.